Hey guys, this is Collin Moshman for CardRunners.com. Today we're going to be playing live 9-man sit-and-goes, all turbos, buy-ins ranging from $1.50 to $15 games. Some standard, some knockout, and we'll talk about the knockout adjustments as they come. And 8 to 12 tables are going to be up at a given time. So I'm going to be opening Queen Jack suited from any position. It plays very well, has blockers, a good opening candidate, certainly from MP1. We'll come in and open that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and fire about 2/3 of pot with the top 2 pair. Pretty coordinated flop, a lot of worse hands he can call with. Of course, since we connected, he does not actually have anything. And we get 3-bet here by a player who's playing 15 and 8 over a kind of small sample, but a pretty clear fold. And the HUD we're going to have up is going to be a pretty simple HUD. We have the player name, number of hands, VPIP, PFR, open percentage from the button and the small blind, followed by overall 3-bet percent, and lastly fold to steal from the big blind. Queen 9 off, I'm just going to open fold, and the cutoff I would open suited, and I would open Queen 10 off, but Queen 9 off I'm going to fold. And Ace 8 suited here, I'm going to go ahead and raise this hand. Even though I'm out of position, I'd rather obviously be in position. I would raise wider. Ace 8 suited is going to be at the bottom of my raising range here. And the reason why I'm making this raise is for value, because he's going to be in a very wide limp call range. He fits a profile of a pretty typical loose passive player, even though it's a small sample. So we're just going to go ahead, and if they both fold, that's fine. We're risking 120 chips to pick up 90 chips, so that's a fine outcome. And if we get called, we have good equity against this limp call range, so that's totally a fine outcome as well. And here with the pocket threes, we over limped. If the hijack open limped, I might raise here in the cutoff. When UTG limps, I'm just going to over limp, getting very good implied odds here of close to 50 to 1, so we're definitely not going to fold. It's just a question of raising versus over limping. And when UTG limps the bottom of my ISO raising range, I would raise to 105 with, from the pair perspective, of about 6s plus. And aces are about Ace 10 off, Ace 8 suited. I would definitely ISO wider if, for example, the cutoff open limped, but I'm going to be a little bit tighter when UTG open limps. So we go ahead and open the pocket 8s in the hijack. And here I'm going to 3-bet the pocket jack, so I'm going to go ahead and make a 4x 3-bet. Now, anytime that, and I'll get back to that in 1 second, with this spot here, I'm actually going to 4-bet, so I'm going to make it 300. And the reason why, let me talk about both the jack's hand, both of the jack's hands. So here I'm going to stack off against either player. And one thing that's really important before you 3-bet, you want to know if you're going to stack off, because what we don't want to do there is 3-bet and then fold facing a 4-bet. So there I'm 3-betting with the plan of stacking off facing a 4-bet. And here I'm stacking off. This guy has 47-16 stats. Over 51 hands, he's played almost half of them. So let's go back here, and we see that he actually has 6-9 offsuit. So that's pretty crazy. I like that. He's definitely got some good gamble in him. But one of the reasons that we're going to be willing to play that hand pretty aggressively is because of the bounties. So he has very loose stats, but not only that, we expect that he's going to be on a wider range as a result of the bounty, because he's going to want to get all in more often against the short stack, because he's going to be eligible for the bounty. So that's going to widen his range and make us more inclined, even though we're not eligible for his bounty. It's going to make us more inclined to get involved in that pot and 4-bet. So Ace 5 offsuit, I'm just going to go right ahead and bet out. Pretty coordinated flop. A lot of the time from the blinds, when we connect, then what we're going to do is just go right ahead and bet out if it's a coordinated flop, because we definitely want to check raise those spots. We don't want to play a large pot, but at the same time, we also want to have the initiative in the pot. So check call is okay as well, but just betting right out is a final alternative. And here, at least this is a pretty simple spot. We're obviously just going to go ahead and fold this turn.